Shut up, Jamie. Yo, 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 what is going on? This is tell the truth. I almost say unbounded, but no, this is just me by myself today. Um I got a suggestion from Leon to go live. Some pretty big news coming out of the wrestling world today. It's been a lot of big news coming out of wrestling today. Shut up, shut up, shut up, Jamie. But there's been a lot of crazy stuff coming out of pro wrestling in the last few weeks. What's going on, Brady? I know you were super happy today with college football going on. I wish I could say the same. I probably start off with why I'm so mad with college football, but it's been a lot of wrestling stuff going on today. I kind of want to do a little preview of I keep want to say backlash, but it's payback. So I'm gonna get into that, and then we'll get into the whole Phillip Brooks situation. But everybody knows college football is back this week. Shout out to Colorado for their upset victory over TCU, the first time beating a top 25 team on the road since 2002. At this point now, can we just go ahead and give Shedeur Sanders the Heisman Trophy? Let's see what it says. Condolences for that, but yeah, I can confirm. Hey man, I love it for everybody that's out there in Boulder and even the surrounding areas around Colorado. This is a big moment for y'all. So shout out to y'all for that big win. Shout out to Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, as well as Travis Hunter. Y'all got a squad now, and I'm hoping that they can make some noise and make a bowl game this year. So big ups to them when they first win. They have Wisconsin next week. So I'm definitely looking forward to that game, but unfortunately for me, it's not the same It's not the same sentiment. I'm a Norfolk State Spartan. Uh, Unfortunately for us, our football team hasn't been good since 2012, 2011. My fault. Winning the MEAC championship that we can't even claim anymore. Oh, my fault, Nebraska. We can't even claim that championship in 2011 now. But oh my, no, no, get off! I know she is not on the bus talking trash. Hold on, hold that thought. Let me see what she says. Y'all, law. You know what? I'm gonna get her later on. I'm gonna handle that later on. But Norfolk State had their game against Virginia State. This is the usual Labor Day Classic. Had been a normal thing up until 2012. They kind of took a break from it and brought it back in 2017. Lost that game, won the next two, and then today we had a hold that thought. Yes, had a game today, and for some odd reason, our defense just looked like straight dog water. They allowed over 200 yards in the first half and over 300 yards in the entire game, just on the ground itself, and lost the game 33-24 when they had a chance to tie the game at 27 because Virginia State was so dumb that they ran the ball on fourth down instead of taking a safety. They ran the ball and ran out the 3 or 4 yard line with 1 second left. All you have to do, kick the field goal. We're in overtime. We botched the snap, and they recover it, and they run it into the end zone. Game over. This is how our season starts. Of all the embarrassing losses that I have had to watch my team lose under our head coach Dawson Odoms, this has to be it's got to be the most embarrassing game in my honest opinion because we just lost to a D2 school. D2. Before the game, their head coach was making all these complaints about how we're a D1 school, FCS school, and their D2 school. We have like 64 scholarships. They have like 30 something scholarships. Not the same amount of full time coaches and all this other stuff, making all these complaints just to run it down our throats, pause, and just beat us. They outplayed us the entire game, bro. Even with all the turnovers they had, first play of the game, they fumbled the ball, we score. They get the ball right back and run a huge touchdown in like 2 plays. At that point, I was like, yeah, this defense is not good. Last year, one of the worst defenses in the MEAC, allowing over 200 yards on the ground per game. And it looks like we're going the same route here. So I would not be surprised if Dawson Odoms is not the head coach next year. But hey, my suggestion is we have a guy that played in Norfolk. Granted, he went to Virginia Tech, but his brother also played at Norfolk State, Cam Chancellor. But maybe HBCUs are kind of side eyeing bringing in like NFL guys after the whole situation with Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State, and then everything that went down with Ed Reed and Bethune Cookman. So who knows? But hopefully everybody else has had a really good college football week. Braden's here, and I know he's having a good one. I haven't even checked any other games. I saw that Tennessee beat UVA. But outside of that, man, I haven't checked a lot more games. So I will probably be doing that before we get to the PLE tonight. So gonna actually trash bags. Khalil, dog. I'm heated. I don't want to go to homecoming now. That's the bad part. I might just go for the halftime show, leave and go to the tailgate. Because at this point, I don't want to look at the football team. Khalil about to go off, dog. I'll be at homecoming because who's not gonna be at homecoming? But I'll be there for the field show. I don't even care about the fifth anymore. I'm leaving. I'm going to the tailgate. I'll catch everybody after the game. This is hot dog order. I'm a chain smoker's breath is crazy. Oh my gosh, Khalil. Question is, are you going to be here for homecoming? I already know my Deuce ain't gonna be here. Shoot. But let's go ahead and look at this doggone card for payback because I do want to get to the CM Punk situation. Leon was gonna pull up, but okay. Oh dang! So you never gonna be here for homecoming? I was planning on doing alumni band this year, but I'll do it next year, especially if I have somebody that's supposed to be in the section next year. All right, so let's pull up this card. Honestly, this card isn't too bad. Let me move the card over to the screen. All right, there we go. So here we go for the card for tonight. We have Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage match. Hasn't been the most interesting feud, I will admit, but I'm going to say that Becky pulls this off here. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day. I'm going to go Kevin and Sami here, just because I feel like there is going to be some more angles and layers to this whole Judgment Day situation. Either Finn or Damien will probably be out of the group. Rhea versus Raquel. Hey man, for me who has watched Raquel and Rhea go at it in NXT, this is gonna be a fun one for me. I still got Rhea winning. Rey Mysterio, Austin Theory. Let's go Ray. LA Knight versus The Miz. LA Knight. Best thing I can say about the Becky Trish match is that the feud is going to end tonight. Honestly, I agree. And it's crazy because I'm a fan of both Trish and Becky, but the chemistry between those two are not where it needs to be at in the ring, on the mic, or anything of that sort. So it sucks to say that as somebody who is a fan of both women. Seth freaking Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Damian Priest is walking away with the belt tonight. I don't know if Seth pulls it off, Shinsuke pulls it off, or even if Damian pulls the Seth Rollins and makes the match a triple threat and weasels his way to the championship. But I just have a feeling that tonight's the night that we finally get Senior Money in the Bank cashing in. Yeah, I love both women, but it isn't working. It also lasted way too long. If they did just one match and ended it, we would have been good. Yeah. But I guess they kind of wanted to go with the long term thing. So it just kind of backfired, man. And Honestly, I think we've gotten better matches out of Becky and Zoe. Zoe's really good. If she can really get that character work down pat, she is going to be a force over the next 5-6 years. Colorado with a W. I saw. Shador for Heisman. Um, Damian making the triple threat to be Seth Rollins. It would be, and if this is Seth's last match for a while to go ahead and heal up, especially with his back issues, I would like to see that. A good way to go ahead and give a Seth a good write off for a good amount of time. Maybe this will be the last time we see Seth Rollins into the Royal Rumble, which would be cool, and he kind of deserves a little break, especially with everything going on with his back. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. I guess I can because we do have All Out tomorrow. So let's see what All Out's card looks like, and then we'll get into the big story here of why I was told to actually do a stream today. Yeah, I got forced to do this. So All Out is actually tomorrow. A week after already doing a pay-per-view and All In, I don't get why you would go from doing a pay-per-view that was so huge and then the following week only having like 2 shows to really build a card for it and try to do something like that. I don't get the idea, and then they're going to do it again next year. I really wonder. I'm really trying to process why they think this is a good idea. But here's the card for tomorrow's show. We have Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin. What was? Wait, I definitely missed this match being announced, but okay. I guess they're gonna give the belt back to Darby. It makes no sense storyline wise, but I hope that Steamboat has Jack Perry helping him against Starks just to see how the crowd reacts. I don't know, man. I really feel like Jack might not be there at all tomorrow. Let's see what else we have here. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Just a regular singles match. Honestly, this could have just been on Collision, but whatever. They got to throw some matches together here. Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. I really hate the fact that I could care less about any women's match in this show, but this is just the reality of the situation when you put very little care into your division. Somebody just was that. Oh, that was Wait for Leon to respond back to me, doggone it. Hold on, what was this? Let's send the photo. Okay, never mind. Let's move it on. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Hot take: I could care less about this match whatsoever. At one point, I was a big fan of Orange Cassidy. Even in my first AEW show, I went dressed as Orange Cassidy. Since he's had this AEW International Championship, I have cared less and less about Orange Cassidy. And then last Wednesday, during his match with Penta, it made me care even less with the dueling Canadian destroyers, which honestly just look ridiculous. Going from not like a move that I loved growing up with Petey Williams doing it, and then now it's just a transition into another transition into another transition. I'm rolling my eyes as watching it. Matter of fact, I think I was actually live on TikTok playing my piano, and I just turned to my screen and saw it happen. I was like, "What are we doing here?" But it is what it is. This is the way that wrestling is now, and you have people that like it, and I don't get it. Kenny Omega versus Kenosha Takeshita. Did am I mistaken that didn't Takeshita pin Kenny Omega? Even I got Kenny winning this, but we'll see how it ends off. Bullet Club Gold. This is a skippable match for me here. Bullet Club Gold versus FTR and the Young Bucks. I just don't care. Whatever happens in this match happens. Honestly, I don't care. Better Than You, Baby versus the Dark Order. Again, another match that I'm like, whatever. Now, this match here, Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. I'm a huge Shane Taylor guy, big Samoa Joe guy. So this is gonna be a fun one. It would be cool to see Shane Taylor get his television championship back, but I do think that they're gonna keep it with Samoa Joe. Eddie Kingston is Katsuyori Shibata versus Beast versus Blackpool Combat Club. Whoa! When was this made? When did they announce this match? Did I miss something? Did I miss when they made this match? Because I don't remember Shibata being on AEW TV. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's one of those times where I kind of like looked away from the TV and it's just like stopped caring about what was going on my TV screen. But okay, Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Okay, this really feels like a missable pay per view, though. I'm sorry. This has to be the weakest all out card, and this is the problem with putting a pay per view 7 days after your biggest pay per view. That's like WWE saying, okay, we're going to do Backlash the Sunday after WrestleMania. Let stuff breathe. It was so fun. I was perfectly fine with the original way they were doing things. Had the 4 pay-per-views kind of spread out. You had time for things to breathe. Maybe adding Forbidden Door, and they're adding that one in Seattle, which is like 3 weeks from now. Like now you're getting to the territory of where WWE was a few years ago when they would have. You remember, I think it was 2017 when they had the Royal Rumble. Cena wins the Royal Rumble, and then Bray Wyatt 2 weeks later wins it in the Elimination Chamber, which he lost again like a month or two later to Randy Orton. This is the issue that you're coming up against, where you don't have time for your stories to really breathe. And for a guy that doesn't book for that style in Tony Khan, this is not helping your case at all. So now you are putting yourself in a position now where, again, like Braden's saying here, this is definitely the weakest AEW pay-per-view card that I've ever seen. Like, I don't remember seeing Shibata on TV enough to care. Ruby Soho is just like the third woman in a not so interesting faction. Chris Statlander's like there. Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs, okay, cool. Again, like I said, that would be a cool TV match. Kenny and Takeshita, okay, that's cool. Bullet Club Gold versus FTR and the Young Bucks. Again, TV match. Better Than You Baby versus Dark Order. Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor, I'm cool with. Like, the majority of this card is like, I don't care. Good thing I don't pay for these stuff anyway. Because I wasn't paying $50 for this. I don't even know if this were on Peacock, if I would be breaking my neck to go see it. And none of your world championships are being defended here. Your AEW World Championship is your world champion is in a tag team match. Your women's world champion hasn't been seen on TV since winning her championship. Right. I'm a big Hobbs guy. I wish they would actually be consistent in making this man look like something instead of just stop pushes. But here we are. And that's part of why this match doesn't really feel like it's a pay-per-view caliber match, because they haven't given us a reason on a consistent basis to believe that this man is legit. As a fan, I know he's legit, but you got to show people that don't really care. But again, this is the issue with booking. This is not just an AEW thing. This is WWE as well. But only one side really seems to get the most criticism for it. but here we are. Um, yeah, man, I probably would just go make some money tomorrow. If somebody's streaming it on TikTok tomorrow, I'll probably be having that in background noise. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to. I'll probably be home watching bad videos, honestly. But hopefully, y'all enjoy it. Um, out here, unless there's something that they have in their pocket that is going to make people actually talk about this pay per view like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But who do you really have that can make that happen? Like it's a surprise debut. If Adam Copeland, Edge, or whatever his name is going to be outside of WWE, if he's free, then maybe him. Mercedes Moné, I don't think is ready anytime soon. Those would be the two names that you can, and I'm going to bring up Mercedes here in a little bit later on, but those are the only two names I can think of that would possibly be somebody that would be worth a huge commotion about, especially with the news that just came out today. So let me go ahead and pull all of that information up because this is where things get a lot more interesting with AEW because we all know that Collision, which is their Saturday show, was made for CM Punk. If you didn't know that, then welcome to reality. But now it looks like CM Punk is no longer with AEW. And it's crazy because I just saw earlier today that Sunny Kiss, she's no longer with AEW. But her contract actually just flat out expired and they did not want to renew it. And I want to see what they say regarding her situation if she has some criticisms of how she was like the face of the LGBTQ community when they brought her in. She got some TV time early, and then she had that one match with Kenny Omega where she lost in like 15 seconds, and it was like never see you again until 2 years later when she's losing again. And then they put her in this throwaway faction, and now her contract's expired. So it's going to be interesting to see where she goes from there. I mean, she'll definitely be on the Indies, but outside of that, I don't know. Yeah, realistically, the only guy that could have been that they fired him. We were just talking in our group about how CM Punk was the top selling guy in AEW. And it's funny because Freddie was saying earlier how that was the reason why he didn't feel like they would do anything with him by firing him. You just told me hi. And hours later, you hit the group. I was like, CM Punk just got fired. And my initial thought was he's basically like the wrestling Antonio Brown. Because every time you turned around, it was always something with CM Punk. Even with everything going on, going back to because the man didn't make it 2 years in AEW. It would have been 2 years. No, it's been just like a little bit longer than 2 years. Actually, my fault. But he really only wrestled like less than a year of that because he got injured when he won the championship the first time, got injured again winning the championship, and got in a fight that same night. Didn't come back until right when what's the dog on the show? CM Punk gone for AEW for everyone now. Edge debuts tonight or so. Well, he can't debut tonight because there's nothing to debut for outside of WWE, and you can't debut in a company that you've been working for over 20 years. Now does he debut tomorrow night? That's a good question. He's saying that his contract's not up for a while. So if we are to believe him, because he is also the same guy that told us that he was not returning to the ring, and he did that. So maybe he's just trying to play the whole game of I know what I'm doing. You guys know, but I'm trying to play it as if it's not the case because I want it to be a surprise, which honestly, when you look at how everything ended, it was a surprise to see him come back to WWE All right, so let me go ahead and find this doggone press release because that's what I want to read. I haven't actually read it all the way through yet because I wanted to do it up here. My initial goal was to make a video from it, and if I can talk in coherent sentences from here on out, I will clip this because I do want to add this up to a. This contract is up September 1st. Oh dang! It's September 2nd. Today is September 2nd. So maybe you're onto something here. Does AEW have no compete clauses? That would be my next question regarding that entire situation because I don't know if they have no compete clauses, but and to even add on to another statement here, does WWE even want him back? Because remember, I don't think they even wanted to touch him when the whole rumor was going out that he was ready to return to the ring. And if they didn't want anything to do with him then, I'm pretty sure they have no reason to want him now, especially knowing the type of vibe he has brought to the AEW locker room, whether it's been his fault or not. And that's another thing. We don't know the full story about what really happened. It's even going back to the brawl out. We don't know the full story. We know how it kind of started with what was presented to us on TV or what the dirt sheets have said, but from CM Punk's point of view, from the Elite's point of view in the first situation, and then from Punk or even Jack Perry's point of view in this situation, we don't know what really went down. Tony Khan is not going to come out and say what he wants to say. He's going to find a way to kind of hide behind it, like he's been doing for the brawl out. And clearly he hasn't really learned too much from it because this is not just a CM Punk issue. This has been going on even past CM Punk. I was thinking maybe Sammy's been giving the ultimatum of, hey, if we have another incident with you, you're gone too. So let's go ahead and read this this letter here from AEW. All Elite Wrestling, my fault. Statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling AEW has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All in London on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contract with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. All right. Let me see what somebody said here. I just think it might be coincidental that CM Punk went to Raw and shook hands with Triple H. They definitely might not want him back, but they think they should at least consider it. That is a really interesting thing. And what's up? And for me, who's probably sitting here wishing I had like a tinfoil hat, this would be one of those things where you can say that maybe this has been a conspiracy for CM Punk to find a way to get out his contract, because it was very interesting that he showed up to Raw. Was it Raw? It was a WWE show. I believe it was in Chicago. He was backstage talking to people. I think he even had like a walk by with Trips, and it was like, okay, this looks very suspect. And then to see that he does this, and I don't know if, again, this might be a situation of we're poking the bear. We're poking the bear. It could be he's trying to get out, or maybe if there's a certain faction within the company that was trying their hardest to get this man kicked out of AEW. And knowing that this guy has a temper like he does, they got to him just enough to make it happen. Now let's go back and take a trip back to the initial issue that happened during All Out last year. Even before that, the way he handled a lot of the situations when he put that random promo on Adam Page, unnecessary. That was one. And then the whole thing with the brawl out, just basically going off on a situation that really had nothing to do with him winning the championship back. He just wanted to basically get his words off and rant. We know that is the type of person that CM Punk is. That is no surprise. All right, let me see what you said here. I don't think it was a conspiracy that he tried to get himself fired, but I think he was thinking he might not return and that he might be available to go to WWE. Does it lead anywhere? I don't know. I don't know. That's a really good question. I think the next question is what goes on, how long, if there is a no compete clause, if WWE brings him in, what do you do with him? Now, first things first, I don't think CM Punk is going to get away with half of what he was able to get away with in WWE because management in WWE, regardless of whether you feel like they're nicer or more personable than Tony Khan, I think they run a little bit more of a tight run ship. Tony Khan is more of the friendly boss, and sometimes that can backfire, and we've seen it countless times. Chicago is going to bring the house down. I mean, Chicago is going to do what Chicago does. Now, that is another thing because, again, All Out, as usual, is in Chicago. You just fired CM Punk when you're going to his hometown. That could backfire, fan-wise. So it's going to be, I think that might be the most interesting thing going into All Out tomorrow is how does the crowd react, especially with the news of CM Punk being fired. Edge versus Ricky Starks seems more fair at All Out in the strap match. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree. If you're going to put Edge in a match, it has to make sense. You had dinner yet? No. I'll eat dinner when I'm ready to eat dinner. Mind your business. Edge has been in multiple strap matches in the early days of WWE. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in a strap match, but why? Give me a reason why he should be in this match. Just don't give me a random match and I'm supposed to enjoy it. No, why is this happening? That is another one of my issues with especially AEW. They just throw matches at you like, okay, what are we doing here? Why is this happening? What is the story here? I don't want dream matches just to have dream matches. If you're going to give me a dream match, give me a story. I know I just complained about how horrible the story was with Becky Lynch and Trish, but the story's there. It just sucks. So I don't know. Going back to this whole situation with CM Punk, I don't know what story I'm supposed to believe here. This is another really good point here. They should have just waited until Monday to announce this. You just created a reason for them to hijack the show for no real reason. It changes nothing if you wait until after the show. But here's the issue, because I agree with you, but Tony Khan basically put himself in a position to have to make this announcement. Because somebody asked him during the press conference for All Out about how you doing, what the situation with CM Punk was, and he said he would have an announcement by Sunday. If he would have pushed it to Monday, you can get away with that. But unfortunately, he put himself in a position where now he had to give you an explanation of what was going on. What is the punishment here? Now we are in this predicament now where anything can go, and then we're looking at a show where you're getting CM Punk chants during the match with the Elite or the match with Kenny Omega. So it's again timing issues on Tony Khan's part. The laissez-faire management here has really not done a great job. Oh, yeah, he said that I saw it. Let me go see if I can find it again. But I remember seeing that when I was scrolling through and seeing some of the stuff that he was saying. But timing is everything, and again, this is gonna hurt you. And another thing, does this take another dip in your numbers? Because remember, they took a massive dip in the numbers after the brawl out last year. Before the brawl out, they were doing like 900,000 to 1,000,000 in the Nielsen scale. Now, again, for people who don't understand, Nielsen is not the most accurate way to tell who and how many people are watching your show on a regular basis. If you listen to what Warner Brothers Discovery is saying, they're getting 2.5 million people watching on a weekly basis. I'm pretty sure that number has dipped from what it was last year. If you are looking at the estimate number from Nielsen, which at that time last year was between 900,000 and 1 million, between 900,000 and sometimes 1.1 million. Now you're looking in the mid 800,000s, and the key demo is at 0.30 when I believe it was like 0.40 last year this time. So it was a dip there, and even in the attendance, that is one thing that you can kind of tell without a doubt that this is the number that it was, and this is the drop that they've seen. They have had, I want to say, maybe one or two TV shows. One I know was the Blood and Guts show they had, where they had over 10,000. They're getting somewhere between 3 and like the lower 500, not 500,000, but between 3 and the lower 5,000 fans at a show on a weekly basis. Collision shows weren't doing so hot until CM Punk was announced. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the numbers go from here. And if they take another dip, Punk was literally helping pay for those wrestlers' paychecks. Yes, because again, I made that point how CM Punk was literally bringing in money to the company more so than just about any other wrestler was. His shirts were selling out like crazy. So it's just a lot of questions going on that is going to have to be answered within the next few months. And hopefully they can survive this. And honestly, I have one person, and I know a lot of people don't care for her, but I truly believe if you have to have one person that could literally come into the spot and take over and be your ratings draw and your merch draw, it's Mercedes Moné. Here's the problem. Tony Khan has a very bad track record with booking the women's division. You bring Mercedes Moné and you have to change. Because there's no way you don't have this woman on your TV every week, if not every week, at least 3 weeks out of the month. And if you have 5 Wednesdays in a month, it's 4. You bring Mercedes Moné, you bring Edge, then I do believe that you do kind of heal that wound that you're going to open up with this termination of CM Punk's contract. But if you don't bring these two people in and you don't properly use Mercedes, you're going to have to basically give her the belt like almost immediately. And maybe even try to bring in Trinity when she's done with Impact. There are your 3 people that you can bring in and you're going to be fine. But again, booking the women's division is going to be a major what if when it comes down to bringing in Mercedes Moné, and especially seeing how nothing's changed with the load of talent that they have brought in, especially the names that have come from WWE, Ruby Soho, Athena, who again has not been featured on AEW television in months, and this criminal. Especially when you have multiple Ring of Honor matches on your show and you can't bring in your Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Honestly, they could have did, and this is my problem. They could have done MJF, Better Than You Baby, versus Aussie Open tomorrow. That could have been your main event. That could have been your main event tomorrow. And in that spot, you could have given Athena a match. You only had one women's match on that show last week. One women's match on your biggest show. And that match only didn't get 10 minutes. You gave less than 10 minutes for your woman on your biggest show ever. It's kind of hard to make a pitch for Mercedes Moné when you're doing that. See, why was that? Especially with the story, that could have been your match, but you got to throw the Dark Order in there. That should have been the tag match tomorrow. Better Than You Baby versus the Kingdom, especially after a decent promo, a decent segment. Roddy on the microphone just ain't cutting it for me. Great wrestler. When the mic is in his hand, I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's so much that I'm looking at that what seemed to be an easy fix, but wait, what? So I'm just getting I'm getting a message now. The Impact is promoting Bound for Glory in Chicago. Let me see this real quick. Because we are anybody that has followed Impact Wrestling's page, they know the perfect time to post their tweets. What is CM Punk returns to Impact? Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Hold on, y'all. This is hilarious. October 21st, Bound for Glory in Chicago at the Cicero Stadium. Hey, Impact, shout out to y'all. That would have been something AEW would have done if there was like a blunder on WWE's TV show. You remember when after Hell in the Cell 2019, and they were like, we'll see y'all Wednesday. So shout out to Impact Wrestling knowing the perfect time to drop a little tweet here and there because they know CM Punk Chicago, a all out Chicago. So actually really, really good move there. Collision is in an hour. Tony should come out here, eat first wave of potential booze. That's a tough spot for talent that isn't even involved in this. Oh, snap. Collision is tonight. And it's in Chicago. I might have to watch like the first 10 minutes of Collision just to see how it is. Even though I know I'm going to be watching what is this? Who's texting me? Where is it coming from now? But yeah, man. CM Punk is gone from AEW. It's going to be interesting to see if he or if and when or just if he ever returns back to a wrestling company, because when it's all said and done, I don't have a lot of faith in the idea that WWE is going to bring him back, especially after everything has gone down, not even just in WWE, but just this entire situation here. I could be wrong, especially knowing that this guy is a massive ratings draw. It's not Roman Reigns, but hold that thought. Hold that thought. Y'all remember that interview where Roman Reigns was talking about CM Punk if he came back? Cody Rhodes may have just taken the back seat. Cody Rhodes may have just taken the back seat to CM Punk again. Because if they bring CM Punk back, I don't see why you don't go Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at WrestleMania in the main event. I might have to find a way to be there. I'm already planning to be in Philly. If that's the main event, I might just have to be there. I'm sorry, Cody, but you might have to settle for that World Heavyweight Championship for a while. You can finish your story the next WrestleMania. Oh my gosh, it's so many possibilities that again I don't believe is going to be the case. But still, if it happens, that's an ATM already. You're just printing money. And they've already sold over 90,000 tickets. Both that night is going to be a complete sellout. It's going to be crazy. In Philadelphia. Do you bite that bullet though? That's the crazy part. Is it really Punk was literally I just read that. But is it really worth this is going to be the question. And again, like I said earlier, this is the Antonio Brown of wrestling here we're talking about. Is it really worth the drama to bring him in and get that money? That's going to be where any company that brings him in, even if it is Impact, Impact will see a major boom, but is it worth the drama that could possibly come along with anybody that even dares to look at CM Punk the wrong way? I'm going to at least give it the benefit of the doubt that maybe it was a situation of people just came at him the wrong way, and he has this thing of, and we all know that CM Punk carries a grudge. That is no secret at this point in time. But at a certain point, he's got to grow up. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a lot of questions to be answered again. But that's all I got, dog. I'm gonna get up out of here. I want to go find me some food to eat, some dinner. Should bring back Dean. John Moxley doesn't want to come back to WWE for anytime soon. So honestly, they could keep John Moxley. He could do all the little death matches and hit people over the head with forks and stuff and put skewers on the top of his head and whatnot. He can have fun with that. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the entire CM Punk conversation in my comment section. Go ahead, like, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm gonna get up out of here. We got wrestling tonight, wrestling tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with some band videos. Do my little Sunday band day thing. If I don't do it tomorrow, I am off on Monday, so I might do it Monday. So it depends on how I'm feeling with everything going on. But I'm gonna get up out of here, go find me some Chinese food or something, and get ready for this wrestling tonight. Peace, love, pop stars. Always remember to drink your water. I'm out of here.